Hello everybody, Tyranno here and welcome back to the Seek and Destroy dev server. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new British IFV, the Desert Warrior, which is coming in at rank 7 battle rating 10.0 at the end of the Tank Destroyer / IFV line. So this is actually a variant of the Warrior IFV, but this was designed for the Kuwaiti army. So it's got a few differences. For example, it's got this 25mm cannon instead of the original 30mm. So the APDS on this is a little bit worse than the APDS on the Warrior. So this does about 74mm at 500 meters. I believe the Warriors does about 95. But you can get an APFS DS round, which also does about 95mm at 500 meters. So basically, you've got a little bit of a disadvantage when starting out. But once you've got your APFS DS round, it should be roughly on par with the original Warrior. But where this really shines is the new missiles. So you've got the TOW 2 missile, which is a little bit more powerful than the Milan on the original Warrior, but you can also use the TOW 2B, so you can explode that above thin roof armour, and you've got the TOW 2A with a tandem charge for defeating ERA equipped enemies. And you've got a laser rangefinder for helping to engage long range targets, so that's always a good thing. And the gun itself has got a 2-plane gun stabiliser and a targeting speed in the horizontal of 36 degrees and 34 degrees for the vertical, while the ATGMs have a targeting speed of 15 degrees in the horizontal and 14 in the vertical, with a reload rate of 13 seconds. And the gun has got zoom of 8 times, while the commander has 2 times to 8 times zoom. So this looks to be a fairly powerful vehicle. Like I say, a bit of a side grade with regards to the cannon, but those missiles seem to be a lot better than the original Warriors. Only downside to the ATGMs is the fact you only carry 4 missiles, but it still seems, the missiles themselves still seem like they'll be pretty decent weapons. And you've also got your Coraxal 7.62mm machine gun. And moving on to the armour, it's got aluminium alloy, which isn't the best in the world. You're looking at effective thickness of about 80 to 100mm. But there is composite armour on top, which does help provide protection, especially against heat rounds. And the lower hull front plate is surprisingly not too bad. Like, it says 6.3mm here. Underneath that, you've got 44mm of aluminium alloy. But if you go to the X-ray view, you've also got 150mm of composite armour. So that's going to be pretty well protected from the front. I can see a few enemies targeting there thinking it's going to be an easy target, and it's not. The turret itself's not particularly great, to be fair. It's 25.4mm at the maximum and about 12mm for most of the rest of the turret. The turret ring's about 25.4. And then the actual hull side is about 44 to 28mm of aluminium alloy, but there is composite armour on top of that. So again, helps provide some additional protection. And then the rear is again about 44 to 38mm. So of course it is an IFV. A main battle tank will destroy this pretty easily, but it can take some shots. And it could surprise some enemies who are, expecting it to be an easier target. Then moving on to the speed, it's got a max speed going forward and reverse of 46 miles per hour. And you've got 9 gears going forward and 4 gears in reverse. So a decently speedy vehicle, and it seems like it can get in and out of ambushes fairly quickly. And then moving on to the rest of the interior, you've got some internal armour to catch spalling. And you've got your driver at the front here, and your gunner and commander in the turret. And the commander can also fire the main armament. So all in all, this seems to be a pretty decent vehicle. I think this will be a very good addition to the British tech tree. Unfortunately, I can't take it out for a test drive because I'm just nowhere near to unlocking it, so I'm just not able to test drive it, unfortunately. But yeah, this definitely seems like it's going to be a very good addition to the British tech tree. Anyway, that's the Desert Warrior IFV. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you'll join me for the next one. I've been Tyranno, and I'll see you next time.